Guys, Wages Road here. It is April 24th, going into the 25th. By the time this posts, it'll be the 25th. But yeah, I'm going to come at you with a video. Okay, guys, I got you over here at the Schumann. And before we do that, though, guys, I want you guys to check out Mr. MB3's channel, okay? We're coming into UV season, right? He's got that network of people that send him readings in of UV A, B, and C. Now, all through the summer and into the intense parts of the year, he reports on that about once a day, okay, when we start getting into the height of that season. Now, I'm going to talk about UVC real quick, okay? UVC was thought to never be able to get to the surface. It was thought that our atmosphere would either block it or absorb it, okay? Now, they started getting readings of UVC on the surface. And the only way that can happen is if, from an unnatural source, which like a welder or something like that, or, our atmosphere is getting weaker. It's not doing what it's supposed to. Or the UV itself, the source of the UV is getting stronger or whatever, right? There's a whole lot of options there we could talk about. But I want to stress this. You cannot go to the store and get SPF 5 million and think it's going to help you against UVC. You have to cover your skin. That's what blocks UVC. That's why welders wear masks and long sleeves, because they get basically what they call welder's burn, and it's like a sunburn. It really is. So with that being said, guys, UVC, like I said, our skin does a pretty good job of protecting us against that, but the numbers are increasing. So, it's time to take that a little bit more serious and pay attention to what's actually going on. Get an umbrella, all right? Don't be afraid to use it. Might even make you look cool like Sherlock Holmes. I don't know. Who wants to go outside with long sleeve shirts on when it's 100 degrees out, right? We're more likely to use an umbrella than we are to go outside with a flannel shirt on in the middle of summer. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So just kind of keep an eye on that, guys. It's coming around, and, he does a great job with that. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. So we got the Schumann resonance here, right, guys? Now, you guys know that I showed you guys in my last video how I was talking about the spikes starting at 10 o'clock, right? This is one of those, all right? This is the one from yesterday. 10 o'clock, right? 10 o'clock. All that, right? Why is it happening at 10 o'clock? That was my whole question. And it's been happening over and over and over again at 10 a.m. UTC. Okay? Now, there's the one I showed you guys, the 2-day event from just a couple days ago. Now, to explain that a little bit further, okay? That's 10 o'clock, right? Sorry about that. That was a junk line there. That's not even much better. But if we do that, and then we go over here to 10 o'clock again, compare the left to right there, guys. That's almost identical. So those are that's two of the same spikes. Something unnatural is causing this, in my opinion. Okay? So we're looking at 10 o'clock, right? We're seeing that more and more. Okay? This was earlier today. Okay? So I'm looking at this. I'm like, well, okay. It's right around 10 o'clock again. Okay? There's another 10 o'clock. And you can go look yourself, guys. Please, don't take my word for it. Go look. It's there. It's 10 o'clock. It's happening that way right now. So, I wanted to see the most updated one, so let me show you that one. Okay, guys. This is the one I just showed you. Okay, over here. Right around 10. So I wanted to double check before I started my video. And sure enough, 10 o'clock again. Okay, we're going to watch this one. We're going to see if it just does a little spike right there, if it gets a little bit bigger and hangs on for a while. Because sometimes we see that. You can even see it over here. How you start seeing it's starting to spike, and then it just does its, it blitzes us with that. So, again, guys, that's our resonance frequency, right? It's supposed to be at like 7.83. Anything above or below that's not normal, okay? It will affect us mentally and physically. Directly related to what? Mental health and crime rate, guys. It just really is. I've said this so many times. I know I sound like a broken record on this, But I think this is one of those things that is one of the most important things to look at. Because everything we look at and see and do, everything is frequency, guys. All of it. So we really got to pay attention to it. Okay? I don't think any of us understand it fully yet. I don't think anybody does. We're starting to. So, we just got to get digging into this and just keep at it. But, my question is, why are we seeing spikes happen at the same time of day? Not necessarily every day, but multiple times a week, starting at the same time. 10 a.m. UTC. To me, that's not a natural thing. That has to be something that's being influenced by something intelligent. Just my opinion. So, but we're going to go ahead and move on. Okay, guys. I got you over here at Scott's Planet X News YouTube page. And listen, guys, I quit reporting on the COVID-19, okay? And there's a few reasons why I did, and I've already explained why. And it's because, listen, I don't think we're ever going to get to the complete truth of this. I think things are so, just convoluted right now that we can't even see what's actually going on. The confusion is such at a great level, and the lies have been so grand about this whole thing that, it's going to be a while before we can even get there, even close. But what I want to say here is that, in my opinion, as of right now, judging by the sources that Scott's been using here, and from people that's been, talking to me even, and the people that he knows in hospitals and stuff like that, and he mentions it here in his videos, I think that everybody needs to really go watch these, okay? It'll at least give somebody some awareness of what is actually and could possibly be what's going on, okay? So that's what I would say to that. Here it is. I'm not going to say that word because obviously if I do, the algorithm will smack it up. But listen, he has spent hours and hours and hours. And I went back to work this week, guys. I've been having a hard time staying motivated right now with this whole situation, with everything that's going on. I lost my friend, this weekend. And frankly, guys, it's affecting me way more than I thought it ever could. Yeah. I mean, I don't even like talking about it. I even get choked up just even saying that kind of stuff. But listen, I'm not going to stop making my videos, even if I am feeling like I am, because I think it's important enough that we need to be aware. Okay? But I'm not going to come out here and try to do a video just to put a video up. That's something I won't do. My motivation has been low. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. But it hasn't went away. Okay? You can tell when somebody's motivation has completely left them. Because then, their videos, they just change like somebody snapped their finger. I'm not going to do that to you guys. If I feel myself doing that, I just won't make a video for a few days. Okay? So that's my promise to you guys. And, I'm going to point you to people that I think are giving out great information. Like Mr. MBB3, Scott with this right here. This stuff was, just go watch these, please. The information that's in here, it's crazy. And it's done in such a way that everybody can understand what he's saying too, guys. Okay? So please go watch it. Okay, guys. Got you over here at SDO. Now, I want to say this because, and I've been saying this, I even looked at my wife earlier tonight and said, man, I just said that again. I'm seeing stuff I've never seen before. Again. Okay? So this is something that, man, I just want everybody to look at it. That's really what I want everybody to do here and make up your own mind. I'm just showing you the observation of what's actually going on right here. You guys can go look at this for yourself and decide what you think is causing it. This could definitely be just something that's happening. But what I'm saying is, we're getting these CMEs yet again. Okay? I'm going to take you over and show you Stereo A here in a few minutes. And we had two of them pop off like little balls of this bam bam right off the back. Okay? Not to mention, now keep in mind, guys, the date on what we're looking at here, this is almost like a 3-day time lapse. And I'm saying that for a reason. If you look over here at this part of the sun, let me back it off a little bit. You can see where those CMEs are happening right in here, okay? But what I want you to notice is how long it takes for those to leave the sun. You're getting some flashes in there too, which are more ejections happening quicker, but you're also seeing energy leave the sun rather slowly, okay? All at the same time. So watch what happens here. And what you're seeing, it's reaching out too. You know the backward C signature that we see sometimes, right? We'll see it kind of almost look like that, and it looks kind of like a backward C, like that. Well, we're seeing that here, okay? Right there. But what's different about it is the C didn't start down here. It's starting way up here. Okay? I don't know what's causing that. You can see all this energy leaving the sun. And I'm going to tell you right now, none of it's coming right at us. But as this section of the sun starts rotating into our view, which is evident by that active area right there, okay, that's going to continue to rotate through, guys. Whether it hangs on and stays strong, maybe even become a sunspot, I don't know. But what I will say is that section of the sun is rotating back through here in just a few days. With that being said, we have to stay on our toes about watching this. Because if it gets around here to where it's looking at us, then it starts to do this stuff while it's looking at us. We all know what that means. That means we get hit with CMEs. Now, again, what we're looking at here is not huge ones, but they're not small either, okay? You can tell. I mean, that just doesn't look correct to me. I've just not seen it look like that before. And not to say that it ain't never happened, because I can't ever say that, because I've not seen every capture or every year of this thing. You know, I've only been doing this for a little over 2 years looking at this stuff. But I do go back and look at the history on this, the archive data. But, there's no way I could look at all of it. So, this could have happened similar to this before. But the fact of the matter is, within the course of 2 years, I've never seen it. So take that for what it's worth. It can't be something that is, happening every day where I would have seen it and reported on it. Because, I'm the one that reports on small stuff, right? That's what I'm told anyway. Anyway, we will move on to this. On this side over here, it's doing it over here a little bit too. We're having some small ejections over here. Now, when I first seen this the other day, it almost looked like we had another double. Like it just, and I said that yesterday. We had 2 ejections that almost looked like they came off simultaneously. Again. Now, something that is actually a little bit strange right now, the CME tracker is not updating. Okay? But these are CMEs, guys. Okay? Or solar flares, whatever you want, solar storms. However these are going to be classified. They're not coming at us, which is probably why they're not really digging into it much. But the fact of the matter is, it's still space weather, and we still need to look at it. Not to mention this active area of the sun. Watch this. You're going to see little flashes. Every time you see like a bigger flash, a really quick flash like that. See that right there? Boom. Okay? Those are little flares. They may not be very big, but it's flaring a little bit. And again, if that hangs around, gets right in front of us, and decides it wants to do what it can do, I mean, yeah, we need to pay attention to it, guys. So let me take you over to seeds, and I'll show you what this looks like on seeds. Okay, guys, I got you over here at seeds. Now, for those that are new, this is LASCO C2, okay? The Earth is here. This satellite is on SOHO. It's called SOHO. It's an observatory that's on a satellite. It sits about right there, okay? It's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. It travels with us around our orbit. Like, say, if the Earth is there, then it's here. Well, this satellite stays here. And when the Earth's here, the satellite's there. It's always looking at the sun, okay? Now, with that being said, this black circle is called an occulter. It has to be there to block the light. If it doesn't block the main light of the sun, we won't get a capture at all. It would just flood the camera with light. So that's why that's there. That is not the sun. It's a black disc part of the camera. Okay? If you want to get a size reference, you can look over here on the right. You see the white circle? That's more representative of what the actual size of the sun is. Okay, now why do we have these two different views? Well, the one on the left is black and white, okay? I'm not going to go into detail what, how this is actually looking at it. But it's essentially the same data put into two different filters. Okay, the one on the left, we like it better because we have a contrast of color difference there that allows us to see better, see more things, right? The one on the right, it's the same exact data, okay, but it's just in a different filter. And it's not, we don't get to see things in the definition that we like to see. It doesn't mean that this thing isn't useful, because it most certainly is. All right. Now, to go on to this, I showed you guys some of this yesterday. Now, that continued on. Okay. Now, I just showed you guys the SDO. That's on that side. Anybody that's been watching this stuff for any length of time, like I have, knows that what they're seeing right there doesn't look quite normal what we usually see. Okay. It just doesn't. It looks odd even from the first glance. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to slow this down even more. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. And I want to show you guys something that just it almost blew my mind. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. You're going to see a bright section kind of pop up here. Oops. Kind of pop up in here. And you're going to see it just travel that way. It just did, okay? We missed it right there. But it's going to start about right there where that circle is, and it's going to travel that direction. So I'll put an arrow here. Oops. Right there. Now watch. It's getting ready to happen. There it comes off the sun. Look at that. You see that? Isn't that crazy? It starts way back here. Okay, we'll watch it again. It's getting ready to happen. Right there. You see it? Okay, and it stays bright. A lot of times when you see that like that, where you got a white and black right next to each other, sometimes they'll even flip colors on this particular filter. All right, that one doesn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit more. Let's go down to that. How about that? Okay, so that'll give me a better chance to be able to explain it to you a little bit better. Now, you're also going to see some, like this little signature right there. You see all that in there? Look at that. That's all that energy hanging around, moving really slow away from the sun. Now, did you even see that? That was another ejection that just happened. There's a whole lot going on here on this day, okay? I just have to say that. And it's continuing. It's still happening. So as we watch this thing, I'm going to point to it when it comes off the sun here. There it is. Okay, now watch it go through. It's still right there. So, listen, guys. I've not seen that do that. Ever. It even looks as though, like when it's here, as it's traveling through, it's almost like it looks like it's shining a light that direction, like a flashlight or something. I know that's not what's happening. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. Okay, to give you a reference of what I'm actually seeing here, okay? I'm not saying that's what it is at all. I know that's not what it is. I'm just saying to let you guys be able to see that a little bit better, what I'm actually looking at. So, again, guys, it's happening right there. I'm going to slow it down again. I'm going to pause it. How about that? That's even better. Look at that. Okay? Look, here it is. That's it right there. It went from behind this occulter, because the sun is probably about right like this. So it left the sun over here, and as it traveled and went that way, right? Well, what you're seeing, this is what I'm talking about with the light. It almost looks like it's, I don't know what's going on there. I've not seen this ever before do this kind of thing. So I don't know what this is. I know that there's been some stuff unexplained before that looks as though it might be shooting off the sun or something like that or whatever. I don't know. I just simply don't. I'm going to show it to you one more time here. Okay, you see how it's moving? Okay, so I'm gonna pause that right there, and I'm gonna reverse it. I want you guys to watch this thing in reverse. Watch what it does. Okay, this will give you a different perspective of what's actually happening. Okay, you see it going into the sun back to where it started. And then we'll reverse it again. We'll go back forward. Okay, so watching that area again, see it right there. And as it goes out, it's almost like a spotlight, man. It's what it looks like. It's just crazy. I've never seen nothing like it. So, but yeah, guys. So what we're going to do now, I know this is kind of a longer video, but I really wanted to show this stuff to you. We're going to go look at stereo A, okay? Okay, this is on seeds also, okay? This up here is where I had you before. This is Lasco C2. This is stereo A. This is going to give us a different view. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the 23rd and look at it, okay? And what you're going to notice is that there was something that popped off the back of the sun. So before we look at that, let me give the new guys the perspective of what we're actually looking at. Okay, so in this view, this is on a different satellite, guys. The Earth is over here. This satellite is over here. It's always looking at the sun. So it's a side view, from basically, okay? Partially backside side view is what they consider this. But remember, the Earth is here, so it's not our perspective. It's from that left side, looking dead onto the sun. And that's all that this thing does. It travels behind the Earth here, or in front, however, whatever your perspective is there. It stays in our orbital line around the sun, the same distance away from Earth as it travels around, and it looks at the sun all the time. That's all that it does, okay? And it's got these tools on it, and that's what we're seeing. So, okay, you're seeing that little small CME that popped off the back there, right? That was on the 23rd. You see that one? Almost a ball shape, okay? We've been seeing quite a bit of those. Again, that's small. It's not a huge thing, and it's not coming at us. So I can almost guarantee you that nobody else is going to talk about this one. All right? And whatever. I mean, honestly, that's fine because it's not really going to affect us, but it does help us learn things. Okay? So I'll go to the next day, which is the 24th, and you're going to see another one. Right there. See how fast that one went? That one was flying. Okay? That's a fast mover, guys. Okay, so that's what I'm going to call it anyway. So, and I also noticed something strange on this too. This right here, it's starting right there. That start of that one is right there, okay? But I did notice, don't think I didn't see it, that. Okay, most likely, that's just some charged particles that really, mess with the camera there for a minute. Or it could be a meteor or something that went really close to the camera. Hard to tell. Okay? Typically, when we see these things, they usually turn out to be nothing. And we always get people out there saying these are UFOs. Now, sometimes I think that some of the stuff we see may be, but something that size, wow. So I'll just leave that at that. We're not going to talk about that discussion tonight. But watch this as this goes. I'm going to slow this down too, like I did the other one over there on Lasco. Now keep in mind, guys, our point of view is from the side here. The satellite's here, Earth is here. So we're looking from over here. So if we were looking from Earth, this thing would be going completely the opposite direction of us. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to zoom in. Now you can see that, right? It's only there for a couple frames because, number one, it's moving really fast, and it's at the end of the day on the 24th. We don't have any more data for it yet. Now, as we get into the 25th here, the data will come in, and we'll take a look at it again, okay? But you can see that, okay? It's up as two little small CMEs in the shape of an orb or a ball, whatever you want to call it, off the back side day after day there, 2 days in a row. And at the same time, we were seeing the other stuff coming off of the left side, okay? It just looks really strange. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but most definitely something we need to pay attention to. Okay, guys, I wanted to go over and check the Schumann one more time before I got off of here. And it does look as though we might be seeing another spike here. And it started at 10 o'clock again. You can see where the white's still showing up right there. If there wasn't nothing going on, that white wouldn't be there at all. It might be green or light blue or something, but we wouldn't see the white. So we're still having a spike of some sort. We'll have to wait and see how big it gets, or if it gets big at all. It could stop just like that. But the fact of the matter is, guys, stuff is happening at 10 o'clock UTC. And I just don't, I don't have any good answers for it, guys. I just wanted to show you the observations. And guys, please go check out Mr. MBB3's channel. Go check out Scott's videos he's done on this whole CV-19 thing. He's got some, those last 2 live streams were killer, okay? I mean, really, go check them out. It's really informative, okay? So please go do that. I strongly suggest that. You know, he just goes straight through it. He knows these people that are, you know, they're looking at it. You know, I got a son myself that works at the hospital, and, you know, there is stuff going on, okay? But it is not what they say it is. Okay? That's what I will say. I think that it's right on the head when Scott was saying that this is not, how can I put this? Shoot. It's not as big as what they think it is, or what they're trying to make us think it is. Okay? It's not that there ain't stuff going on. It's just the fact, you know, and whatever caused it not to be that big, or whatever's here, whatever's there. Again, that's what I have to say. This is why I stopped reporting on it for myself, because I was not able to have the contacts, number one, that Scott does on that. Number two, I didn't really have the time to devote to diving into it like he did. I could just go off of what my family was saying, because they work out there, off of what Scott was telling me, you know. But he was putting them in videos already anyway, so it didn't, you know, for me to say it again just was kind of redundant. That's why I didn't. You know, and you guys know my opinion on it. None, you know, it's not fake, okay? It is grossly, in my opinion, could be very, very not what they say it is, okay? You know, so I'm going to stop there on that. Just go watch those 2 live streams. They're really well done. Good information. So, anyway, guys, God bless. Stay positive, guys. Do your best to stay happy. Let me tell you something. With what I've been going through in my own life right now, I can tell you right now that none of this is worth it unless we make sure that the people we love and care about know that we love and care about them. Okay? None of this stuff that I report on means absolutely squat unless I'm still here to love the people that I'm supposed to, and to love everybody else at the same time. The rest of it doesn't matter if you don't have that. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter. So that's kind of where I'm at. And obviously, yes, I just lost somebody that I loved, and, you know, a good friend of mine, and obviously that's going to come out a little bit more in me right now because of that. I get that, but it doesn't make it any less true. Okay? So, anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.